Hello and welcome back to Stick to Fitness, brought to you by my co-host Archie and myself Hymsuen. You know, sticking to fitness isn't always easy, but throwing the responsibilities of fatherhood and suddenly you're juggling dumbbells and diapers. Whether you're a seasoned dad with teenagers or a new father navigating sleepless nights, or even just a coach dealing with parents, this podcast is for you. So, as a new father yourself, Archie, how has that been? How old is your son now?
So he's going to be 7 weeks on Monday, so still fresh.
He's fresh, boy.
Still fresh, so, I mean, it's been...
Prince Albert.
I mean, in terms of, you said about the sleepless nights, not had that as such, but obviously I'm not... Having broken sleep for me is difficult.
Yeah. Are you optimal sleeper?
No, so I don't mind sleeping for like 6 hours, as long as it's continuous.
Do you have like... You know, when you're working, do you have like a sleep routine? Are you always like, oh, I need to wake up for school at this time, so I need to make sure I'm in bed by...
I try to. So when obviously girlfriend's not working at the minute, well, obviously she's on maternity leave, so...
Yeah.
But because of the nature of the job, before the baby, we'd be in bed 10 o'clock, sleep by 10:30, like sort of thing.
Way.
Yeah.
You guys are regiment dialed, man.
Yeah, but she wakes up at... What time does she wake up? She's waking up at like 5:45.
To get to work?
To get up, get ready, get to work for 7 sort of thing. I'm a little bit later.
Girls wake up earlier, innit?
But she would have like meetings of things.
Oh,
No, but
really?
no. She just have meetings of things at like 7:30, 7:45. So
I swear. Why don't you have that?
she's higher ranked than me.
Oh, she's all right.
Yeah.
Oh, you go on.
So she's more...
She's the breadwinner.
Well, we're not in the same school anymore, but she's she's assistant head teacher, so there's more responsibility for her. So kind of the higher up you go.
What was she teaching before?
What do you mean what's she teaching?
What less like?
So she's a PE teacher as well.
Okay, yeah.
But obviously then you get additional responsibilities. So she was the head of year and then now she's head of Key Stage 3, so 7, 8, 9.
Oh, shit.
So she's in charge
going
of...
for the head teacher role, man. Taking over.
Yeah, she's coming for that. And then I can retire, buddy.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'll go part-time.
Isn't there more responsibilities as a head teacher?
Of course. We go, even the deputy head teacher before that is a lot more responsibility.
Is it? What do deputy heads do that the head teacher doesn't do?
So
it's like his assistant or something.
Yeah, so they're like the right-hand people for the head teacher. So you normally have, in a normal school, you might have the head teacher and you've got 2 deputies. One will oversee like behaviour, pastoral care, safeguarding, and then one will oversee like teaching and learning. Like they'll be in charge for like exam results. And
I always wonder what the role of the head teacher is, because you never see the head teacher, right? But you always like...
Not as much. I mean, that role's definitely changed. I'd say you're more like you're running a business now. It's about crunching numbers. What are we doing to save money? Where are we spending our money? What do we not need to spend money on?
That's the role of a head teacher.
Well, yeah, because there's no money in education. So each year you got to save. Like there was a story on the news. It's like a head teacher was told you got to save this academic year. You got to save £1 million. So it's their job to then review and look at like where
accountancy. Of
course. And so then the head teacher's been interviewed, said I did it, and then they told me the next year you got to save another $1 million. And it's like, how? Yeah. How can we do that?
But at the same time, trying to improve the school,
trying to improve results and do all this. It's like we want to win the Premier League, but you can only use grassroots footballers. It's like sort of thing. Yeah. You can only use people playing Sunday league. But
so then during those teacher trainings, is basically the head teacher coming in, bringing all the staff together and being like, look, this is how we're going to do it.
Not even the head teacher.
Oh, his deputy head. He tells the deputy, and deputy goes and...
Yes, they'll formulate a plan of what they want the school to look like.
Yeah.
And then it's down to the deputies who will have assistant head teachers then implement that to the staff. And
is it assistant head teachers now as well?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a new level. Yeah, because when I was in school, it was always like, oh, head teachers, like, oh, scary guy.
Yeah.
And then never saw him. But I always felt like, what the fuck is this geezer doing? He ain't teaching no lessons.
No, yeah.
He ain't doing nothing.
Some do. My teacher teaches still, yeah.
What do they teach?
English.
Rare. Well, that's it. That is...
Not in theory, not in theory, but in theory, the head teacher should be the best teacher in the school. Like in terms of...
It should be, shouldn't it? Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say that it's always the case, but in theory, because at the end of the day...
You got to practice what you preach, isn't it?
Exactly. And at the end of the day, if you ask someone what's your job, first and foremost, regardless of your status in the school, you're a teacher.
Yeah. Your
job is to teach. Yes, your job, you may be the head teacher or assistant head, deputy head, but your job is... You still will teach. Your first job, the most important thing that you'll be judged on is whether you can get grades.
Yeah.
That's the first thing that you're going to be judged on is your classroom practice. So,
Damn. Yeah, because you don't really see the head teacher that much. They're not doing, but they're doing a lot of behind the scenes stuff.
it's just a lot of like, it's just like meetings dealing with like governors, external agencies. And
Are they in school a lot? Or they're out?
in the office.
Really?
Yeah.
That's mad, isn't it?
It's a big job, man.
Would you do a head teacher role?
That's too much time.
Is it?
I like to do too much other things.
Would you do deputy?
No, because again, I like to do too much. I don't think I'd go any higher than what I am now.
Is it head of year kind of shit?
Like middle leader, yeah. Because you're not held to the same.
Yeah, accounts.
Same, yeah. Your contract's different as well. So you're still like a teacher.
Responsibilities are less, isn't it?
Yeah, way less. Like if you're assistant head like her, like if the head teacher said we're meeting on Christmas Day, you're contractually obliged to go to the.
Down.
Yeah, you're on call like all the time.
So you're just hoping that your head teachers are done.
Yeah, basically. But if they say like we need to meet like in the summer holidays for like 2 weeks of it, because your rights are different. So it's complex. So
that's a mad thing. So what happens now with obviously your missus on maternity leave? Does somebody else get put into that role?
Yeah, someone kind of like filled it as like a temporary thing. So
shit. So it's like, would they get external or is it within?
It depends. Sometimes you get like maternity cover, so you just get people come in and do it. But
it would be better that way, innit?
No, but where hers is like it's a big job, so it's better to have someone who already knows the school. And
when she comes back, it's like, okay, you got to step down now.
Yeah, or she steps up. That's also.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So.
But then what happens to the existing head teacher? Gone.
Well, it depends, isn't it? Or they make a new role.
Oh, yeah. There's a new head teacher.
So a lot of the academies will have an executive head.
Oh, I swear.
So they'll oversee like maybe 5 schools, and you got the head teachers.
Schools have changed these days, man.
It's business. It's money making. That's why they're all becoming academies. Yeah. They're all becoming academies. It's all about making money. No. So per kid, the more kids you have in your school, the more money you're going to get from the government.
Oh, I swear.
Each kid's worth X amount of money.
Is they're not limited on how many kids are going to be in school?
Of course, but it depends on the size of your school.
So you want to fill that as much as you can.
So if you start a business, so like if you start an academy and you got a school in the local area, your marketing and stuff is to get all the kids. You want that school to be full. So then you could meet maximum capacity means that you're going to get the most amount of money possible. If your school's half full, you're working at half capacity.
But where do they get the money from? Like, because
government.
So it's all just government money because obviously the parents not paying for the schools.
Right? No, it's government. It's all
funded. So
it's government funded to an extent, but then like academies will have investors. That's why they tend to have better facilities and better building. They're all brand new because you've got people investing in it. Whereas strictly government funded is you're going to be limited to how much money you can actually get.
Interesting.
And if your school's not full, you can't make up the deficit.
So yeah, how have you found working?
You might have to chop that up a bit.
Yeah. How have you found working then?
Yeah, so it's not been too bad. I mean, to start with, she did the night feeds.
Yeah.
But he was waking up quite a bit. So then he's sleeping a lot better now. So he's only waking up twice. So I do one, she does one. I mean, working's all right. I definitely feel like it's definitely a massive change in terms of, if we're talking about bodybuilding and recovery and stuff, is a big change because, like I said, I want to go to bed at 10 o'clock, but if
you're waking up at 1,
if he needs feeding at 11, it's like, well, I might as well just stay up to 11. By the time you feed him, do whatever, that's another 45 minutes gone. Now it's nearly midnight.
Have you done them ones yet?
Oh, on the sofa all the time. I'm asleep like this with him on my chest or whatever.
Yeah, he's sleeping as well.
But it's definitely a balance, and I think to get that balance right is I think at the minute it's
hard work, isn't it?
At the minute, if I'm being totally honest, obviously I'm not with him in the daytime. The time that I spend with him is quite calm. It's only
in the evening. Calm.
Yeah, it's only for a couple. Obviously, it's only if I get back from the gym, it's like 6:30.
But you're not training every day, are you?
4 times a week still.
Yeah, so there'll be one day in the evening where you're back.
I like to go to the driving range though as well. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the day where you're in the driving range.
Well, I think it's important as well that you still do the things that obviously I'm a big believer in that, kind of enjoy doing. I've seen a lot of people kind of have kids and then
stop doing everything.
Just stop doing everything, and then kind of have this resentment towards like their partner sort of thing. And I'm always like to her, I'm like, listen, if you want to go, like anytime you want to go and do anything, like just go and do it. Like don't feel like you can't go and do that. I think obviously training is something that for me, if I'm going to work every single day, I have to train because that's like a period of time where it's like I'm just not thinking about or try not to think about anything else, and you're just kind of doing you. Which I mean, for some people, they're kind of saying to me, people are voicing their opinions because when you have a baby, everyone becomes super opinionated about what the hell you choose to do. Like, are you being selfish?
Yeah.
And it's like I think the answer would be yes if I was like, you can't do these things. But at the same time, you know, she's still going out with her friends, and obviously, I mean, it's a bit different because she takes him with her.
Yeah. Because you go see your friends, they want to see the baby as well.
Of course, no one wants to see you no more.
No one cares, mate. I went to see my friend, and she opened the door and she was like, "Where's the kid?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, she's at home."
But also,
she was like, "She kissed the teeth at me."
Any bodybuilding parents need to, soon as your partner says so and so is coming around to see the baby, you can then go out. That's a good excuse for you then to leave. If they're coming around, say, okay, when they come around, like they're not here to see me.
Yeah.
I might stay for 10 minutes, say hi, bye, but that's a good time to get your session in or go and do what you need to go and.
I do that a lot.
Yeah, 100%, because then it's like you've been replaced.
Yeah.
So you definitely need to use that to your advantage. Sometimes you might be texting like your partner's friend saying, come over at such and such time so you can get your session in. But I know you said that kind of like when you had your baby, you didn't train for...
I didn't train for a bit,
a period.
But I just wanted to spend more time with my baby. That was a personal choice for me.
Yeah.
And my wife wasn't feeling that great.
Yeah.
Because she had, what was it? She had low blood pressure, so she lost a lot of blood. So for like, I guess a week or two, she felt like still...
I think I've definitely like been more flexible with it. So even like training, if something's happening or like say he's not, then I'll be like, oh, I'll just go the next day or I'll push things back or do whatever. So, which in my past, I've never missed a session for anything.
Yeah, you have to...
Doesn't matter, but then...
things have to take a little bit more priority, right?
Yeah, of course. But then if you get back there and everything's like fine, like, okay, yeah, we'll pop out and go and do my session. Because at the end of the day, I think training... Where's... Like, yes, okay, I've had a baby. But training's been in my life for 10 years. So it's always going to have like a 10-year head start on anything else. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you got to make time. It's just something that you do. It's like brushing your teeth.
That's what I mean. I just see training, it's just part of the day. And it's the thing that I enjoy doing. And she knows that. So as much as, yes, it's a nuisance because this means you get home late or do whatever. If it means that when I come home, I'm going to be in a better mood and, you know, and then I'm aware of that. So then I might be like, yeah, okay, you go to bed. I'll stay up, do whatever because...
Have you changed your training at all? Like in terms of adapted it, made it shorter?
So I'm leaving work earlier. But
I'm not cutting down and working.
No, but like if I have things to do, if it's not like life
or guys, class dismissed.
If it's not life or death, I'm out the door.
Okay.
If it's just like paperwork stuff, I'm like, cool, let me go and train.
Yeah.
Do my session, get home, right, do this. And then if it means I've got to stay up a bit later to do some things or sign some documents or send off whatever I need to do, plan some lessons, mark some work, do whatever. If it means I have to do it later, but it means I can train, then I'm willing to sacrifice that time for that rather than, whereas before, if she was working as well, she'd get back kind of like similar time to me. So I might stay at work till 4 o'clock, 3:30, do what I need to do. So I haven't got to do it later. But if it means, like, I'm not a big fan of taking work home.
Yeah.
But I understand that I'm going to have to sacrifice something. But in terms of like waking up in the night, that kills me. I'm like this. I'm like a zombie. I don't know how I'm even managing to function at 2 o'clock in the morning making these bottles.
Yeah.
So I don't know what you did, but I don't even put on like the telly or anything. I just literally sit there for like...
You can't because the baby also watches that, right? So the baby's wired.
Yeah.
But you kind of want them to take the bottle and then almost go back to sleep so you can go back to sleep.
So I've got it down. I mean, I don't know what it is, but with me at the minute, I like to be. If it's longer than half an hour, I'm annoyed.
Oh, what, the feed and the
feeding, the change. So I'll do like half the bottle, change, half the bottle, back to sleep, put him down. If I can do it in half an hour, I'm happy. Quickest time I've done it in is 17.
Okay, that's good.
But then like, what night was it? It must have been Wednesday night, because I didn't train legs on Thursday because it took like an hour. And then by the time we go back to sleep and do all that stuff, it's just like...
It's frustrating, man. When you're tired.
It's just like, go to sleep, please, please. I mean, as well, because in the back of my mind, I am thinking about training as well. I'm like...
I'm not going to train tomorrow like this.
I'm like, I got legs.
Yeah.
So then it was like, came to Thursday and it was like, do you know what? I'm going to go. It's not going to be good. I'm going to be annoyed. Let me just put it off and go on the next a day I wouldn't normally go.
Mm.
So I went the next day. But I think you just have to be open and honest with your partner though, because if they're going to like resent you for going and stuff, it's just going to be, it's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
And I can see how it can happen. But I mean, I don't know.
Everyone just wants a rest, innit?
Pardon?
Everyone just wants a rest.
Of course, everyone wants to rest, but then I think if you are going to go and do that thing for yourself, then I'll come home and be like, okay, I'll take him out, have like do whatever, or at least offer, like, okay, I've been out, I've training. Do you want? Let me take him out for an hour. You just so you can have a shower, do whatever.
Yeah, eat.
Or sit down, watch something on telly and actually concentrate on it, or whatever it is that you want to do, and just try and be mindful of that. Where it is the appreciation that you kind of have for women after you see kind of.
Do you feel like women get it harder?
100%.
I think it's so difficult.
What the hell? I'm moaning about being tired, about waking up for half an hour in the middle of the night, let alone like dealing with this child for like the whole day. And I guess that is, it's tough. It is tough, but I think the thing that's I guess it's different if you're not working. Like obviously you're working from home. But like, it's tough to be like at work, and then like if your missus is texting you saying like, "Oh, this is hard," or "Baby's crying, don't know why he's crying," and you're just like,
"Can't do nothing."
What would you even say?
Yeah.
Like, what can you even say? You can't say anything. You're at work.
Yeah.
Like you can't. It's not like you can say.
You can't even text him back.
And sometimes the response, like sometimes it's better just not to respond, because you're going to say something that's going to be not.
Yeah,
helpful.
I fucking tried that.
Helpful in the moment. Yeah, what do you think? I've already done that 10 times. What, burping? I've been doing that for the last hour. Like, you know what I mean? Like, sort of thing. So, I think having that adaptability is important. Obviously, it's exciting as well being a new dad. So, it's just weird.
You're still at that stage where he's monged out a bit still. So he's not.
He's wired.
I know, but he's not crawling around yet. He's not moving.
No, he's not moving. Yeah. I mean, he tries to. When you put him like on his tummy or whatever, that guy's neck is up, looking around. Or he's starting to like follow now as well. Like, so he's becoming more aware of things, and he's kind of liking the play mat and
that's good.
Spending more time on that. Whereas before it'd be like 5 minutes, and he's kind of like bored.
Yeah, we had loads of issues with baby's skin and stuff like that. So. She was not sleeping. She was scratching. Like her skin was really bad, flaring up. Obviously, leaving her uncomfortable. She had mad like indigestion, all that stuff.
But all that stress though, and if you're thinking like the last thing you want to be thinking about is your training. Oh, mate, but if you're training, then obviously it's gonna cross your mind how it's gonna affect it. That's why mad respect for Kenny, man, who was doing
Ethan.
Ethan, who was doing his prep, and he's just had most people just stop their prep, I imagine, and he carried on going for like however many weeks and stuff. Did a couple of shows, like that's it's like
it's a bad thing,
you're throwing another back. I could not imagine being on like sub 2,000 calories doing cardio, this, that, and other, and you got to wake up in the middle of the night to deal with your crying baby. Oh man, I couldn't.
But I don't know. It might be okay because you're up anyway.
True.
You don't fucking sleep.
Yeah, but then it's the time. But also with that though, it's the time that you're away. So you think it's bad enough that you're gone for like, let's just say, hour and a half training.
Yeah.
If you're doing 2 hours of cardio a day on top of that, plus then steps. I mean, steps maybe not as bad.
You're just tired all the time, right? You're trying to pick up a kid and rock them or whatever. It's hard,
you're like, can I be asked for that?
Yeah.
But I do think, you know,
You get pissed off quick as well, innit?
Yeah. But also looking forward to like, you know, next couple of years and getting involved in the gym life, you know?
That's it. It's going to be different for me. I'll be painting nails, doing all sorts of stuff.
No, don't stereotype. That's stereotyping. You don't know what will be happening. You don't know what will be happening.
She'd be doing press-ups and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, well, why not?
Backflips and shit. All you got are doing gymnastics, man, with stretching out her legs.
There's quite a few people at the gym actually that have like kids and stuff. And when you go on like a Saturday, they got like a sofa area and you often see like some of their kids are just sat on the sofa area. Like there's always this one girl, she must be about 8. Her mum's recently just won IFBB Pro card. And she's always doing like homework or something and her mum's just training.
What, at home?
Yeah. No, at the gym.
Oh.
So there's like a sofa area at the gym.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So some on like, especially in the school holidays and like weekends, you might see like a couple of kids sat there waiting for their parents, like whilst they're training.
That's a mad thing.
Whilst they're training.
Yeah.
But like I said, this woman, I don't know her name. I got her on Instagram. She recently, like last weekend, won an IFBB Pro card.
Sick.
And her daughter, every Saturday, she's there in the gym.
Yeah.
But obviously, that's, you know, so important to obviously her and her achieving like kind of her goals.
Yeah.
In terms of training. And obviously the kids there, you know, doing her homework or doing whatever she's doing.
Yeah.
And then obviously I assume that afterwards they go about their business afterwards. But if it's that important to you in terms of like training, you
should go in between and just go see her kid.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you see it all the time. Like orders her food from the like whatever it is, and it's like I don't know. It's I guess if you're a single parent as well, I'm not like assuming that she is or isn't, but if you're a single parent
do
and
what you gotta do.
You got exactly 100%. If that's what's going to keep you sane is training, and fucking fair play to her. Won an IFBB Pro card like last weekend. You know, doing it whilst obviously being a mum as well. You know, you can't knock that.
It's hard work, man.
Because it's almost like you're throwing dieting and trying to win a show or placing a show is hard enough, and then you throw into the fact that you're a parent as well, on top of things, still be able to go about your business and do like kind of what you know, what you're trying to achieve, whether that be like qualifying with the British, winning your pro card, whatever it is, you know, it's just like a whole nother level of respect for that person.
Yeah, it's fitting in the training, right? And the timings, because you're kind of working your way around like the baby and trying to figure out like...
Oh yeah, every time I'm training, I'm hoping, please be asleep, please be asleep. Don't send me a picture of him awake. Don't send me a picture of him awake. But he's always awake, so... Like, yeah, you want him to be asleep, obviously, when you go out and stuff, because then it's
easier, right?
Yeah. Or try to be like, train on days where maybe they're out.
Mate, I used to train like late.
Yeah, you used to train late, yeah.
Fucking late. I think one time I was in there at 12 a.m. just because the baby didn't want to sleep.
Yeah, I think I will get to the point. I think at the minute it's a bit tough because waking up but I think I'll get to the point where I'll go and train kind of before work in the week.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I'll change. So I have looked at even like my training split to try and figure out what would be best. And maybe what's best would be like a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday split, because you've got 2 days out of that at the weekend. So you can kind of go, timing can be more flexible. Okay, Thursday after work or whatever, but then at least with a Friday, again, it's the weekend. So you
it's
can
hard
maybe
to train in a row like that.
No, I know, but if you had to, then you got to do what you got to do.
That's it, right?
Whereas at the minute, yes, it's okay. Like there's been a couple of days where I've pulled up in the car park and I'm fucked.
Yeah. But the thing is, it's difficult even then. It's like, because let's say if you have to do a feed at like 3 a.m, then you go wake up in like 6 a.m. or whatever.
Yeah, 6 o'clock. Yeah, 6:30. So you're waking up in another 3.5 hours. If you're waking up at 3, you know you're going to be awake for minimum half an hour. Yeah. Is that going to be the same or not? You know, it changes as well. That's it. A lot of it is just, I don't think anybody has it on check, right? Nobody's got it on point. It's all down to your routine, what you can manage. Listen, every day is like, it's a freestyle. Different, yeah. I'm trying to move away from because my day would always be pretty much planned out the day before. Routine, whereas like at the minute, I think I've kind of succumbed to accept the fact that this may change. And I guess that's kind of like one of my personality traits where it's like I like things to be run to time, especially. Nah, it's a scramble, bro. Whereas now at the minute, it's like, oh my God, like I'm waking up for work at different times because I'm snoozing my alarm and, getting to work at different ways. Before, I'd always get to work at like 8 o'clock. Now, sometimes I'm like, shit, it's nearly 8:30 and I'm still around the corner. But it's because in the morning I've had to like help get him up or get changed or whatever, or if she's going out.
But you don't need to be into work until your first lesson or registration or whatever.
Well,
is that when
contractually obligated to be in by 8:15?
Really? Okay.
That's your paid hours.
So then you're supposed to be in before, like way before anybody else is in school.
No, well, registration starts at 8:30.
Oh, is it? Oh shit, I forget.
So if you're in at 8:15, it's fine. But like during that time, 8:30 to 9 o'clock, I've got to be present. So if you get in at 8 o'clock, still have half an hour just to set yourself up for the day. That half an hour is like the most important time for a teacher.
Is it?
Yeah, because it's when you set yourself up.
Yeah.
So if you're missing that time out,
scrambling.
If I'm pulling in at 8:25 and then I've got like a parent meeting at 8, I've had times where I've literally walked out the car and walked straight into the office. There's a parent there for me. I sat down. Hi, you're right. I don't even know what the hell. I've not prepared. I've not got.
Yeah.
So.
You have parent meetings?
I probably this week have met 18 different parents.
Oh, what is it? Just like if their kids in trouble?
Yeah, behaviour, attendance.
Really? Shit. That's a mad thing. Do you have your own form class as well, like that you need to take for registration? Or
No. I oversee 8 forms.
Okay, so you don't. Because you used to.
So I got a team of 12 tutors. So I oversee their.
Oh, so you just need to be in your office.
No, I'm walking around in the morning, checking uniform, making sure people are where they need to be, making sure that the form time program is being done.
Yeah.
Gotta be active.
Yeah. That's where I'm different from you, right? Because obviously I work from home.
Yeah.
And I think it's tricky because it's so hard to concentrate.
I think that's the thing that I was struggling with as well, is being almost it's that feeling of being like cooped up. And one of the things that she kind of said that she's like, obviously is difficult is, it might be a day where she doesn't talk to an adult. So as soon as I come in, I'm the first adult that she's actually like spoken to. Whereas at least if I'm going to work,
get outside, bro.
No, but
that's like that COVID shit.
Yeah, but you're still going outside, but you might not interact with people because you don't.
Even going outside and not interacting, still.
Yeah, of course it's better. Whereas at least where I'm still going to work, I'm interacting with hundreds of different kids on a day, hundreds of different adults at work and on the phones, different parent or whatever. Still having that interaction, but then at the same time, that's still really draining. Because even if you're like knackered,
you don't want to talk to anyone when you get.
You don't
home,
want to talk to anyone.
But your wife's like, I want to talk to.
But then all the time as well, in the back of my mind is, shit, I've got to train later.
Yeah.
I've got.
It's gone. It changes, right? It changes from, fucking, I want to train to shit, I got to train.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Of course, like it would always be like, oh yeah, come 5 o'clock, I can't wait, do whatever. Whereas, a couple times in the last kind of 7 weeks, it's kind of been like,
how am I going to get through this?
Yeah.
Let me just do it. I'm going to start. Let me just get through it.
But even like, so, I mean, you said before about training styles, there's been a couple of times where it's just like, I don't want to be in here for too long because it's late now. I've had to stay off school, whatever. I want to be in and out in an hour. So I'm going to do a lot of drop sets, supersets. And then because then obviously your heart rate goes up and stuff, you obviously feel like you feel better anyways. Then you're like, actually, I feel good now.
You're not recovering anyway, so you don't need to do that much.
Yeah, definitely. The one thing that I've definitely noticed is, the numbers are dropping. But not by too much.
It's what it is.
But it's not like before where it was like, I can do another rep each week. And when you're sleeping for like that amount of time and it's interrupted and you're going about to go and do your work, I think can't be too hard on myself about it because at least I'm still there, still present, and I'm dieting as well. So since he's born, I'm down. What did I tell you I was down? What was that?
7 kilos, something like that.
Yeah. What was I? 126 and now 117. So 9 kilos ish, give or take, depending on fluctuation. So
how have you been managing your food?
So she's very good. She preps my food for me.
I swear. How's she find the time to cook? Is she looking after?
Yeah, just put baby down, man.
Sleeping,
or if he is playing ball, he might be on his mat or just chilling on his like little sofa thing.
Oh,
and
really? That's good. He hasn't got that separation anxiety.
No. He's quite good at he's been held by probably over like 100 people. He's not cried once.
That's mad. My little one, she's absolutely terrified of men.
Really?
She is feminist, bro.
Really?
Hates
Through and through?
Hates all men. My dad, my wife's dad,
Really?
nah. I'm not having it. Cry.
So I think like even just having that, so like even knowing that I haven't got to make lunch, for example, because if she's making dinner or I'm making dinner or whoever, lunch is prepared. Like,
That's good.
there's nothing crazy. It's, like, obviously, it's just 2 chicken breasts kind of in the oven. I have microwave rice with it, but
Still
obviously, so for her to go and do that it shows me that like obviously she's still, and she knows I'm dieting and stuff. She's still like kind of supported with that. So it's, you know, it's nice and it makes it easier because it's one less thing to worry about.
Yeah, obviously everyone's situation is slightly different, right? I think we've had a bit more of a struggle with the baby and skin.
Yeah, of course.
It's fucking, that was rough, man. I think some people have that as well. Like I have a few clients that are also parents. They're like, man, this is hard. You know, babies every night, evening, baby's crying, and like not, they have to burp. Like we went through a period from I think month 3 or month 4 for a good 2-3 months where every night, man, it was just gas.
Relentless.
It would get to like 8-9 o'clock. We'd hate it because whenever we get, that's it. It's just crying non-stop, no reason, no rhyme.
But I think that's the thing, though, isn't it? It's like it's never. Yes, these are our experiences, and obviously my experience, like you said, so far has been different to yours. And you know, who's to say if we was to have another one, then it could be completely
I don't know how
different.
people do it.
Yeah, but I don't know how people have 2 kids. Number one,
Yeah,
like one is crazy enough, and then to be able to try and balance training and doing that with 2 kids is like wow. But people do though.
Yeah.
But I think we spoke about relationships and stuff in bodybuilding and stuff last time. I think your partner's ability to accept the fact that this is what you're going to do is a massive factor. We got back from hospital. First day we came back was a chest day. We got back in, unloaded the car. She went, "What time are you going to the gym?" I said, "What?" She goes, "What time are you going to train? You didn't go on Monday because that's the day that he was born." I was like, "What are you talking about?" She goes, "Are you not going to go train?" I said, "No." I said, "It's the first day we come home. Like, I'm not going to go train." She's like, "Oh, I thought he's asleep. I thought you just would have went and trained." I was like, "No." I said, like, bearing in mind I've been asleep for like an hour in like 4 days or whatever. I was like, there'd be no point. But the next day he's like, "Yeah, go back to it. Go train legs." Then, so for her to be able to like kind of accept that obviously is it's a massive barrier that is knocked down because I see a lot of guys, especially, kind of feel made guilty about like even going to train and stuff. And I guess it can always be worse because I could be out, you know, partying, clubbing every kind of weekend or going to the pub and watching football, for example.
It's just a respect, isn't it? Really, like you do your thing, but then you come back, you help out, you do your bit as well.
Yeah, but I think at the same time though, it is mutual. Where it's like if she ever said to me, "I want to go and do this, can I look after him?" The answer is always going to be yes. And if that meant I had to train, if it was on a training day, for example, when it meant I had to train at midnight, whenever, I'd always put that first because
I can still train at midnight, but maybe your thing,
exactly. You can only go and meet your friends at whatever time.
Yeah.
So like even she went to a concert which was booked before we even knew that she was pregnant.
Yeah.
And you know he was at her mum's whilst I went. So she dropped him off there, then went to the concert with her friends. I went to the gym and just picked him up afterwards.
That's nice. Yeah, you got someone to help you out.
Yeah, of course. And that's good. Having that, if everyone, it still wasn't frowned upon. It wasn't frowned upon by her family. What do you mean we got to look after him because he's going to train after work or whatever? He was like, yeah, that's fine. Let him go train. Take as long as you want, like that sort of thing. Yeah. So
it's good to have the help. I think for us is like a bit, I don't know, because our kid is just a little bit special. She just doesn't like, you got to know her behaviors really well. You got to know how to look after them. It's not just a case of, I'll just feed them there. Yeah. It's like when you change her, because she's got a bit of like her skin, she's got eczema, mate, she's going for it, bro. Yeah. And then you got to stop. Their nails are like, they look blunt, but they're
strong,
fucking like razors, bro. So it's like,
crazy,
if you let her do her thing, her leg look like Wolverine's been at it, right? So when you're changing it, mate, you're doing jujitsu on her.
Yeah, you got to be quick.
Mate, there was times where I had my foot on her arms. She's like this on the floor. I'm trying to change her.
It's mad,
because otherwise she's like this. So I've got to pin down like that.
It's nuts.
Just trying to maneuver it around. And, that's why we find it difficult, like to trust somebody else to look after. Even though it's your parents or whatever, it's hard to trust them because they're not used to looking after them.
So we went to the NFL on Sunday.
Yeah.
And he just dropped him off with her sister for the whole day.
That's mad.
From like 11.
He's the good thing. He's comfortable with that as well.
Yeah, he's fine. He was fine. He's better out the house.
That's mad. Yeah,
it's weird.
We do a few hours. Like maybe we go for a walk, we go shopping or grab some food. Like, and we leave her with her sister. And it's a couple hours tops. That's it.
We can't do. We was gone from 11. We got back about 9 o'clock.
Yeah, we can't do that.
And he was just, it's just bizarre, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good that obviously it depends how frequent they have that contact time with your parents as well. Right?
Well, like every day he's seeing someone new or someone wants to see him or whatever.
Maybe with that exposure it's better.
He's just used to it.
Yeah, my parents are not always around all the time, right? Always
no, of course, it's always just like someone, whether it's people from work or friends, my friends, her friends. I said, listen, if you want to go out with her and I've got a tray, I said, just bring him in the car seat, dump him next to the dumbbells and off we go.
Yeah, good to go. All right, what's your final take-home advice? What would you say is the biggest tip that you would give to somebody?
Just be prepared to be flexible.
That's it, be prepared.
If you're a little bit on the spectrum and you like things done to time and on certain days, you're going to have to find a way to cope. You're going to have a coping mechanism to be able to like change timings or change days that you're going to train. And it's not going to pan out to always be the same. Because you might have a plan in your head and then all of a sudden baby's shitting up the place or being sick or whatever and you've got to come back and then it all goes out the window.
And that's it, yeah. And then communication, I think, is really important.
Yeah, 100%. That's got to be at the forefront of every kind of thing that you're doing is just be honest. If it's something that you really want to do, then just say it. No,
say it with your chest.
Yeah, just say it. Don't be like, I was thinking about, just say, no, I want to go and do this. Yeah. I'm telling you, I'm going to go and do this. So you kind of need to suck it up. There's no point being annoyed about it. Because either way, two things always happen. This always makes me laugh. If you say you want to go and do something, say you said that I want to go out with the boys. Yeah. That's not something that I do anymore. Yeah. I've not done that for years, but this is always just like a common example. So now that you've told, if your missus is the type of person or your partner's the type of person that's going to get annoyed by that, they're going to be annoyed anyway. But then if you don't go, you're both going to be annoyed because you're going to be annoyed that you haven't gone and then you're going to be annoyed and then she's going to be annoyed that you even thought about going. Yeah. So you got to pick. Yeah. If you really want to go, say, listen, I'm going. Yeah. And then just go and have a nice time. But it's the same way when she wants to go and do something, you can't hold it against them. Yeah. In the same way. If she wants to go out with the girls or go out with whoever, work people or whatever it is, you have to support it as well.
Yeah, so, I agree with that. It's hard, isn't it? And I think you just got to give yourself, accept your new reality. Yeah. I think it's a big one. A lot of people try to, I'm not making progress. I've got to be lifting X amount. I'm not, doing the. It's like,
well, that's kind of why I jumped into a deficit because
just to make it easier for yourself.
I was kind of like, it's probably going to be easier not to eat than to eat.
Yeah.
Did that make sense?
Yeah, it's hard, man. Like, look, I think, you got to give yourself grace and give yourself acceptance that it is what it is. I may not necessarily be making optimal progress right now, but you got to deal with, what can you do at this moment in time and do the best that you can.
Exactly. That's it. Yeah. Well summarized.
That's the best you can do. All right. I hope you enjoyed this episode on bodybuilding dads. If you enjoyed this episode, feel free to leave us a review on iTunes and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. And you can find me on Instagram at Gym with Him, and my co-host is at Archie13 with 2 E's. Thank you all for listening, and we will see you all on the next one. Bye-bye.